So you got your gun, you took your CCW class, you got your permit, you've been to the range. Choosing the right holster for you for everyday carry is an extremely important decision. Not only does it need to be comfortable and concealable, help you conceal the gun, that's one of its main purposes. It also needs to be practical. It has to work with you for your lifestyle. And very importantly, and one of the things that you don't see addressed all that terribly often, needs to be very practical when you need to draw your gun. What you see here on the bench today is an extremely well-made and very comfortable holster submitted for your consideration. This is the StealthGear Onyx holster. They make a number of different styles. The Onyx is their primary inside the waistband holster. And what you see in this holster is the Glock 30S. So this is not a tiny gun. This is no micro pistol. The Glock 30S is small, but you know, I've described it previously as an inside the waistband sledgehammer. So if you're going to carry a sledgehammer inside your waistband, you need a good sledgehammer holder. And that's exactly what this holster is. Let's take the gun out of here, and then we'll talk more detail about the holster itself. The shape is familiar, as it should be. It's a good design. What sets StealthGear apart from a lot of other holster makers is the construction design, the way they've approached making the holster, and the way they actually assemble this holster. They use a system that they call the vent core system. Basically, it's a 3-layer sandwich of different materials that make a very lightweight, durable, flexible, breathable, and extremely comfortable holster. There's a mesh material on the body side, and this mesh material is very soft and very comfortable. It's all synthetic, but it's very soft and comfortable material. It stays very cool and it stays very dry. The exterior mesh is a much tougher material, but it's amazingly delicate on the finish of your gun. It does not leave any kind of marks or scratches or abrasions on the finish of the gun. In between those two is a thin layer of Kydex with holes for breathing. And you can see just on the edge here, under these clips, you can see that Kydex. And then you can see, if I let the light shine through there, you can see those holes in the mesh. So air is able to flow all the way through this holster. At the same time, it's nice and thick. Let me try and get a good edge view here. It's got great padding. And again, this is very soft and very comfortable against the body. The holster shell itself is Kydex. It's 0.093 mil in thickness. Extremely sturdy. You can't get any kind of bending on this at all. Now the folks at StealthGear custom fit every holster to every specific gun. So not just the Kydex shell, which is extremely well fitted to the gun, but the actual holster itself. So rather than have a whole lot of extra material sticking out maybe at the bottom or the top or around the sides, they cut each one of these holsters specifically for the gun that it's going to hold. And you can see here that for this Glock 30S, that holster ends, that material ends right at the bottom of that Kydex shell. So they're not using a one-size-fits-all, you know, stamp them out and have them all ready to go and just slap on whatever Kydex shell they're going to put on. They actually, this entire holster is actually made specifically for the Glock 30S. Now all that is fastened together with heavy-duty black stainless steel fasteners. So you got the screws, you've got the washers, you've got the T-nuts on the back. That's all black stainless steel. In between your Kydex and your holster body, you've got rubber grommets. Those rubber grommets serve a couple of purposes. Number one, they're going to help keep it quiet, so this holster is not going to squeak. It's going to flex really nice. And the other thing it allows you to do is it gives you a little bit of cushion there, so if you want to adjust the tension and the retention, you can do that. So if you want your gun to fit a little tighter or a little looser, you have the ability to make those fine adjustments. The belt clips, this is a twin clip design. Belt clips are spring steel. I like spring steel. There's no questioning the confidence that you have in a good quality spring steel clip, and these are exceptionally good. Some of the holsters, even holsters that I have that I like quite a bit that use polymer clips, I'm always a little bit leery on how strong that polymer clip is going to be. Spring steel just gives me a little bit more confidence. These clips are fit for a 1.5 inch belt. They may have other clips available. I honestly don't know that. You'd have to look that up on their website. I will give you their website information in this video and in the information that accompanies it. There is some adjustment. You can see that there are 3 holes available for the clips. So that comes with them in the center hole. You can raise or lower each side independently. So if you want to adjust the tilt of the holster, or if you want to raise or lower how that holster sits in your belt, you're able to do that. These are 100% made in the USA. Overall, when you get one of these holsters and you pick it up and look at it and feel it, it is top quality fit and finish. The materials, the craftsmanship, the assembly, everything leaves nothing wanting. The folks at StealthGear have definitely not skimped. They haven't skimped on materials, they haven't skimped on ingenuity, and they haven't skimped on labor. They do it right, and they do it well. All right, so what are my thoughts? I have worn this holster very extensively for a couple of months now. So I've had it for a while, and you can see that it's got a little curve to it. But I've had this holster for a couple of months, and I've worn it a great deal with that Glock 30S. And the Glock 30S is no micro pistol, as I've said. It's a bit of a sledgehammer. So I've been able to carry that gun very comfortably, forgetting that I have it almost, in a variety of settings with all kinds of different types of clothing and so on. And this holster has come through every single day. Even when you wear it all day long in this holster, a gun as heavy as the Glock 30S, this holster is extremely comfortable. Could possibly be the most comfortable holster I've ever worn. And I've worn a lot. I like the two clip design for a couple of reasons. Number one, it helps to spread out and distribute the weight. So you've got 2 points on your belt holding the weight, and those 2 points are pretty far away. One is if you're wearing it at 4 o'clock, then this first clip is up at your 3 o'clock position, and this one's way around 5 or 6 o'clock. So it really does distribute the weight around your waist. And number two is I really just like the stability of it, the sturdiness, the feeling of confidence that you've got 2 good strong clips on your belt holding that on. The one thing I'm not sure about, and this is not unique to the StealthGear holster, but sort of this design, which makes me think that the people that make this holster might know a little bit more than I do, is always seems to be a little bit of extra space here. And I'm wondering if they do that on purpose, just to, again, to spread out the weight or what. But it always seems like they could trim that back an inch or even a half inch, be a little more economical, and make this a slightly smaller holster. But like I said, they probably know something that I don't. The best holster in the world isn't going to be a whole lot of good to you if you can't draw from it when you need to draw from it, and if you can't do it quickly and cleanly. This holster does a really good job. There's no extra retention. Okay, so I want to make a point of that. There is no extra retention other than a good, snug friction fit. You can see the way it's molded down into the trigger guard. That provides you nice retention. That's, in my opinion, that is all you need for an inside the waistband holster. Drawing the gun, you simply pull it free. That's it. You simply break that little bit of friction and pull it free. There is no other device to manipulate. There is no twisting of the gun or doing anything to defeat any other kind of retention device. Okay, to me that's very, very important. I do not like additional retention devices on an inside the waistband holster.
A lot of people, when they talk about holsters, they talk about the materials and the craftsmanship and whether they prefer leather or synthetics or, you know, this and that. What kind of clips does it have? How comfortable is it? Those are all really good, important things, but you absolutely cannot overlook the most important thing when looking at holsters, when trying to select the right holster for you, especially something like an inside the waistband holster, a deep concealment holster. You need to make sure that you can draw from that holster under stress in the amount of time that is satisfactory to you. I'm going to try and do that for you in this case, and with all the holsters I look at, I try to do that, and I try to provide that type of feedback. How does this thing function when you actually have to use it to draw a gun? The StealthGear inside the waistband holster is not only one of the most comfortable holsters that I've ever worn, very well made and all of those things that I'm going to talk more about, but it also functions very well. It's very practical when you have to use it and when you have to draw your gun. Being able to reholster while I keep my eyes on the threat, big plus.
So one of the first things I do, you know, when I'm evaluating a holster is I test the draw. And as you saw, as I demonstrated, this one passed the test very well. When you pick up this holster, when you pick up a StealthGear holster and you feel it and examine it and look at it closely, you can just really tell, you know, it's obvious to you that a lot of thought and care has gone into the design. You know, someone has taken great care to make you a good holster. The materials, as I said, are top quality. The workmanship is evident from the stitching everywhere, you know, the way it's stitched into the kydex, the way the 3 layers are put together. The edge material is stitched on very well. You've got good, strong stitching all the way through. This is a, I don't know what the material is here. I don't know if that's a synthetic or if it's a blend, but it's nice and soft, which is good because that's going to ride against you. And again, everything that's going to touch you back here is nice and soft. And these T-nuts are recessed down into this webbing, and you're never going to really feel those at all anyway. Aside from, you know, body contour shaping, which is what you want, it's going to shape itself to the way you wear it and the position you wear it on your body. Aside from that, after months of wearing this thing, this holster shows absolutely no signs of wear and tear at all. I mean, I'm really impressed that, you know, as much as I've put it on and taken it off, it really just shows no wear at all. I definitely have every expectation that this holster would last a lifetime. So the price of the Onyx holster from StealthGear is $99. So, you know, you're looking at $100 for a holster. And some of you may say, wow, geez, that's a lot. You know, I can get a holster a lot cheaper than that. I can spend half of that for a holster. Yes, you can. You absolutely can spend half of that for a holster. And when you see a really nice car going down the road, you know that you can spend half of that for 4 wheels and a driver's seat. But it's not the same ride, and that's the same thing with this holster. You know, you can spend less, but it's not the same ride. What you're getting here is, in my opinion, a very well-designed and conceived holster. The materials, again, and workmanship are top-notch, and that you got to pay for that. So when you're going to spend $100 or so for an inside the waistband holster, you have every right to expect a lot for your money. You know, you deserve to have a high expectation. StealthGear delivers, and then some. So you spend money on classes and training. You spend range time. You spend money on ammo so that you can shoot your gun. You spend money on the gun, obviously. You took great time and care, I hope, to select the gun that you felt was right for you. When it comes to the holster, that's not the time to say, the heck with it, I'm tired of putting any effort. You need to spend the money for a good quality holster, and you need to spend the time doing the research to find out which one and which style is going to be right for you. If inside the waistband is what works for you, and if you like this style of holster, I can't think of any that are better than the StealthGear. And I've worn a lot of them. I like a lot of them. I'm a big fan of several brands of holsters, but I've not seen any that are better than this one. This is probably the most comfortable holster I've ever worn, so I'm going to keep wearing it. And I would definitely recommend that you go check out their website. I'll put that information here. There it is, StealthGear.